All right, let's see which road we should go down next. So I'm thinking comparison test is going to be on there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to approach that same problem we did earlier as a comparison test. The one that was 1 over n squared plus 4. Remember that one?
Yeah.
First one. So if we look at that one, limit comparison says come up with another series that looks like the highest power basically of the top and bottom of your series. So in this case, your b sub n is going to be 1 on top, and the highest power on the bottom is an n squared. Do you see that? Do you see how I came up with that?
Yeah. You took the
Okay.
the n squared because it would have the greatest power.
Yep. And there's no n on top, so I just put the 1 over there.
Yeah.
Then what you do is you take the limit as n approaches infinity, and you look at a sub n, which is your original series, over b sub n. And if that answer, which a lot of people call rho, is an element of 0 to infinity, okay? Or another way to say it is it's positive and finite, whichever one makes you happy. Both will be accepted. Then, if your answer is in between there, then a sub n acts just like b sub n. And what kind of series is b sub n? What is this?
That's the same one we just know it ain't because it didn't have the top. It doesn't have the top thing. So
Did the last one have the top thing?
yeah, because the sign. But then we took it out.
Didn't we
We
get
took it
rid?
out.
Yeah, and we looked at that, and then that was what kind of series? Can you see the screen?
Yeah.
What kind of series is that I'm pointing to?
Alternating series.
No, no, right here.
Yeah.
P series.
But I don't get it.
And we
So,
said that it.
but wouldn't so now
Go
the
ahead.
whole sign thing, the alternating on top, doesn't matter no more.
Well, that was the last problem we were doing. Okay. And on
Yeah.
that last problem, it never mattered from the get go. Once I discovered it was an AST, what's the first thing I did? I crossed it out. I just looked at the absolute value of it. And I looked at that from then on, right? Look right here 1
Yeah.
over n squared. I never had a sign in there. 1 over n squared, right? So,
Isn't there a different way, different things you follow when it's an alternating series, like from the beginning? You know what I mean? And then you took it out, but it was still in the you know what I mean? Like now you took it out, but
yeah, so,
it's still
okay.
the
So,
original equation.
yes, yes, you're right. It is still an alternating series, but within the alternating series thing, what was the last thing we did? We looked at it without the alternating part of the problem as a series, right? Right here. And we said
Oh,
that was a
okay,
P
okay.
series. So within the alternating series problem, there was a P series problem.
Yeah, I'm
Do you
not too
see that?
familiar with the P series.
Okay. Well, all it says is if you have 1 over n to some power, just n to some power, can't be anything else added or subtracted to it. If it's greater than 1, it's convergent, but less than or equal to 1 is divergent. Okay? So if we
All
look up
right.
here, this is a convergent P series because P is 2, which is greater than or equal to 1.
All right.
Okay? So now when we do this limit, let's see what happens. So now if I flip and I multiply, do you see how I did that?
Yeah.
Or if you want to just multiply top and bottom by n squared, whatever makes you happy. Either way, you get the same thing. This cancels on the bottom, right? So what's the first step in the problem here? And this limit.
Can't you just divide it all? Do the
Yeah, you're right. We're going to divide out the highest power. But first, what you should do is plug in and then let the grader know that you understand it's an indeterminate form. And then either do L'Hopital's rule or, like you said, divide out the highest common power. So when you do that, you're going to get n squared over n squared. And then to figure out what's left, you're going to do had originally over what you're factoring out. So n squared and n squared cancel, give you 1, and then you're left with 4 over n squared. Do you understand what I'm doing there?
Yeah.
And then you cancel the n squareds. And now that I've rewritten the problem, I reapply the limit. And what happens when I get that?
You get 1.
You get 1 because this bottom term goes to 0. Any finite number over an infinite number. 4 is a finite number. So that will give you 1. Is 1 an element of 0 to an infinity? Does it belong in this set? Yes, it does. Right? So you could either say element is 1 is an element of 0 to infinity, or you could have said 1 is positive and finite. And your conclusion will then be, therefore, A sub n converges by LCT because B sub n is a convergent p-series.
Hey, so will they take points off for not? I don't think they don't care. Do they care that much about that showing that you know that showing like what you said, showing the grader that you know it's indeterminate, infinity over infinity?
I don't know, man. I'd rather not just leave it up to chance. I'd be mad if I lost, 2 points or whatever on problem just because I didn't write this down. Just go ahead and do it. Some graders are really like retentive, really, really nerd, I don't want to say the nerdy, but because I'm a big nerd myself, but some of them are dysfunctional, if you will. And they kind of, are really picky about stuff like that. So,
all right. Just to be safe.
I would go ahead and just do it. Yeah. All right. So let's recap what we did here. We came up with another series just by taking the highest power of top and bottom. And this was a P series because it's 1 over n to some number with nothing else there. And that number is greater than 1, so therefore it's a convergent P series. And then we take the limit of A sub n, which is your original, over B sub n, which then allows you to simplify. Once we simplify and saw it was indeterminate, we factored out the highest common power, saw that our limit indeed equaled 1 and is an element of that set. So therefore, because it's positive and finite, we can say it converges by LCT. Any questions? Any questions?
No.
All right. You want another one?
What'd you say? Your mic cut off.
Would you like it? My bad.